Hi guys, we have a new Gypsy Rose update today. I know some of y'all have been patiently waiting, so we're going to cover a few things in this video. I want to talk about her running her mouth, her running her mouth, her running her mouth, and her paternity test that she is blasting all over the internet. So we have quite a few things to talk about. First, let's talk about what kind of started all of this fallout that we're seeing right now. She made a comment on a video where Ryan was having a girl dance in front of him and he kind of like smacked her butt or whatever. Gypsy left a comment and it said, "He is only oh so brokenhearted when he is on live receiving gifts using my name for sympathy and clout. This is so double standard." So she posts that comment, and of course everyone, calls her out, like, "You're over here having a baby with Ken. What on earth are you doing, girl?" She is very bothered. She is in fact a very bothered individual. She cannot keep her eyes on her own household. She thrives. She's one of those who says that she doesn't want drama. But in my opinion, I think she actually thrives off of drama. Like, she feels very bored if people aren't talking about her. She's not talking about someone else. She's, not the center of attention. I think she thrives in that kind of world. So I'm going to go over what she said in this live stream, and in between I will cut in parts of her actually saying it, just so my words are not taking her out of context. But I took some notes here. She starts out and she says, "I'm sure all of you have clipped it. If you are in this live, clip this part of the video." And she was referring to that comment that she left that I showed a minute ago. I want to explain the comment. I put on a video of Ryan dancing with a woman. I want Ryan to move on. I don't talk about Ryan in my lives. I have other things to talk about. Well, she has a baby to exploit and a pregnancy to exploit. And in fact, she has talked about Ryan, maybe not constantly, but I guess she's upset because he talks about her, but she doesn't talk about him as much. But let's be honest, she just avoids the hard questions. That's why her comments are up. She doesn't want the negative criticism or hard questions. She wants praise. And if she's not getting the praise and the positive attention, then she's going to cut comments off and say that it's for her mental health.
So I want to address a little comment that I made yesterday on a video. I'm sure all of you have clipped it and screenshotted it and seen it. So if you're in this live and you're watching, go ahead and clip this portion of the video, because I know a lot of people will. So I want to explain why I put the comment that I put on a video that I seen of Ryan dancing with a woman. How do I put this? I want Ryan to move on. And this, I don't talk about Ryan in my lives because I don't want to. I don't have to, I don't want to. I have lots of other things to talk about.
Then she says, "For the last weeks, Ryan has increasingly gotten on my nerves. He is my husband, so I can say that. It's normal for people to go back and forth in tit-for-tat kind of ways. We aren't on good terms or bad terms, just terms." Whatever the f*** that means. But as far as this, "oh, he's my husband" thing, man, you literally wrecked your home and got pregnant by your ex-fiance. So why are we throwing around this husband thing? Because if Ryan wants to throw around the wife thing, then let's talk about how y'all were at Jazz Fest being very, very affectionate. You were still his wife back then. So all this PDA and matching tattoos and stuff that you were doing with Ken, that was okay. But now we're going to throw the husband thing around again? I thought you were so happy to get away from Ryan because he was so controlling and such a big bad guy. Huh?
Yesterday when I came across this video, for the last, I want to say, couple weeks, Ryan has increasingly kind of gotten on my nerves. I mean, he was my husband. I can say that, okay? And we are still technically married. So I think it's completely normal for people to go back and forth with each other in little tit for tat ways. Okay, I'm not going to say we're on bad terms, but we're not on good terms. We're just on terms.
Then she says, I wasn't jealous. If he wants to dance with a million girls or go to the club, go be happy. It wasn't even Ryan's video that made her frustrated. It was society's view of the situation. I understand that sexism and favoritism towards men has been a thing for as long as can be. I don't see how when a man does something it's praised, but when a woman does something she gets slammed and slandered for it. First of all, Miss Gypsy Rose, being slandered is being lied on. Everything that I've seen, we've been reacting to what you've actually done, what you've actually said, all of the mess that you have put out on social media. Now, if people are out here outright lying, then okay, don't lie. But at the same time, you're also a public figure, so you have to realize that once in a while, there will be a lie that is out there about you. Not saying I agree with it, but you're a public figure. And Gypsy also seems to constantly ignore the fact that she's the one that wrecked her marriage. Now, if Ryan had wrecked the marriage and been unfaithful and gone and gotten a woman pregnant, then he would be receiving the criticism. He would be receiving it too. A homewrecker is a homewrecker. Society doesn't have any special perspective on anything. Society is looking at, this is a homewrecker, that's a homewrecker, that one's pregnant, this one's pregnant. It is what it is.
When I seen the video, I was not jealous. I am happy for him. If he wants to go and dance with a million girls, if he wants to go to a club, cool, I'm happy. I don't care. Like, I want him to find someone and I want him to be happy. But what I am disappointed in is society. So it was not even Ryan's video that kind of like made me frustrated. It was society's view of the situation. So, and I understand that sexism and favoritism towards men has been a thing for as like long as can be, okay? So I just don't see how when a man does something, then it's praised. But when a woman does something, she gets slandered and like slammed for it.
Then she says, I understand I broke Ryan's heart. I was not a good wife. I can admit where I am wrong in that situation, but I did file for divorce. I made that separation legally, then got with Ken. I want Ryan to be happy. Very few times when I'm on live, I go off on Ryan. When I'm asked in interviews about him, I say, I hope he's healing. I want good intentions for him. That's it. If you wanted good intentions for somebody, then the comment that you literally made the day before would not have existed. You should be giving a round of applause that he is moving on with his life, because that's all that you have said. But we finally get a video of Ryan physically interacting in a joking manner with a woman, and Gypsy gets messy again. And I don't like this whole idea of, oh, well, I wasn't a good wife. For me, everyone, has their things that they're not very good at, but I wouldn't categorize being a sneaky snake and communicating with a prior fiance to make sure that they were lined up before you wrecked your home. That's not what I would think being not a good wife is. I think that is slimy, disingenuous, atrocious behavior.
I understand that I broke Ryan's heart. I left the marriage. I was not a good wife. I could totally admit where I'm wrong in that situation, but I did file for divorce. I did go ahead and make that separation legally, and then got with Ken, and I'm happy. I'm happy in my life, and I want Ryan to be happy. There are very few times that I'm on live and I go off on about Ryan. I don't do all that. Now, when I'm asked in interviews about him, I always say the truth. I always say, hey, I hope he's healing. I hope he's doing well. I want good intentions for him. but that's that. That's it.
Now she goes into, I feel like all he does is talk about me and his lives, and it's frustrating. You have your own life. Why not talk about your life? So he can talk about me all he wants, and people are okay with that, but I can't even shoot one shot at him at all. He talks about Gypsy and his lives often because that's the majority of the questions that come in. And if he wants to sit on TikTok Live and choose to answer those questions, that is his choice. And for somebody who wants to act as if they are over here preparing for a baby and doing nursery stuff and drinking orange juice and reading all of the pregnancy books, for me, I wouldn't think that you are so in tune with what Ryan is doing unless you're watching it.
I do feel like all he does is talk about me and his lives, and it is frustrating because it's like you do have your own life going on, so why don't you talk about like your life? And so it's kind of one of those things that like he can talk about me all he wants, and people praise that, and people are okay with that, but I can't even shoot one shot at him at all.
And the whole thing is like, it wasn't one cheap shot. It was the fact that she's trying to make herself into a victim yet again. That is Gypsy's mentality 100% of the time. How can I use this to make people feel bad for me, or give me sympathy, or give me praise? How can I use this to my advantage? Then she goes off on, y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Y'all don't know what I've dealt with this man over the last year. That's private and remains between us. So whatever little shots he took that are daggers to the heart go unnoticed by the public, because I don't put my business, or I don't put his business out there. I've done very minimal shots to him, and he has done small shots to me. We irritate each other. We are exes. That is normal. As if Gypsy Rose is the authority on the way that exes should interact with one another. Ma'am, you have manipulated and used all of your partners to one degree or another. You manipulated Nicholas Godejohn so badly, you got him to kill your mother.
Get it in one sense, and then another sense, like, y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Y'all don't know what I have dealt with this man over the last, year. That's private, and that remains between us. So whatever little shots that he took that was definitely daggers to the heart, go unnoticed and like unknown by the public, because I'm not going to put his business out there like that. I haven't so far, and so I have done very minimal shots to him, and he's done small shots to me, but they are irritating. We irritate each other. We're exes. That is completely normal.
And if you're going to say that you've been dealing with so much stuff behind the scenes, you don't know what I've been dealing with, this, and that, Gypsy Rose is a liar, so I'm going to need to see proof. What exactly is Ryan doing that is so crazy that the public doesn't know about? And then she also mentions how I want him to heal. I feel a lot of guilt for breaking his heart, but breakups happen daily. Divorces happen daily. Again, we do not need a PSA from Gypsy Rose. The reason that her divorce and separation is so messy is because of everything that she did, wrecking her home and then getting pregnant with Ken. And saying that it wasn't planned, but she's going to get her fertility tested. Ma'am, all that you've done is lie and cheat and deceive. Whether it's the public or your husband or your partner or whatever you want to call it.
And so that's why I'm addressing this. Like, I do want his healing. I want that for him more than anything. I feel like a lot of guilt for breaking his heart. But at the same time, breakups happen every day. Divorces happen every day. It's not something exclusive to us. That's my take on it.
For the most part, I've been very classy. I've been trying to be classy about the situation. I I want him to give me the same respect. There is a child in this situation, and me and him are acting very childish, and we both need to grow the F up. It's about the baby, not the adults. The baby is innocent. The grown-up thing to do is stop the tit-for-tat game, finalize the divorce, and move in separate ways. So if you don't want a tit-for-tat, then you need to fully disengage. Stop being messy. Stop leaving comments. Stop throwing shade. Stop what you've been doing, because what you've been doing is creating. You can't tit for tat if one person is never responding.
For the most part, I've been very classy. I might not have always been classy, but I have been trying to be classy about the situation. And I just want him to give me that same respect too. He doesn't have to, but it would be nice. And I think the bigger picture here is there is a child in this situation. It's not his child, so I know that it's not his problem, but there is a child involved. And right now, me and him are acting very childish of our own. And we both need to grow the fuck up. Because it's not about him, it's not about me, it's not about Ken, it's about this baby. This baby is innocent in all of this. This baby didn't ask to be brought into the situation. So the grown-up thing to do would be for the both of us to stop this tit-for-tat game, and once the divorce is final, go our separate ways. Like, I'm happy in my life with Ken. We're expecting a baby. He can have a girlfriend. I don't care. I'm happy for him.
Ryan is always saying that that's my wife, I can talk about her all I want. Looking at the video, that's my husband. He's slapping a girl's butt. 2 wrongs don't make it right. This is the last time I'm talking about Ryan on social media. Please respect my child. The child doesn't deserve this chaos. I want us to be at peace and move on. I'm doing my best to move on. I don't shoot shots at Ryan often, but when I do, it's because I'm really fed up. So you are defending the tit for tat thing. And I do agree that there should be a child that is protected, but that is your job as the mother. And what I have seen so far is you are exploiting an unborn child so that people continue to feed into your grift of getting out of prison and trying to be an influencer.
For me, it's kind of like, don't sit there and then constantly be like, she's my wife, I can talk about her all I want. She's my wife, she's my wife, she's my wife. Well, looking at that video, that's my husband. That's my husband. He's slapping some girl's ass. That's my husband. We're still married. He's still married. I'm still married. What I'm saying is 2 wrongs don't make a right. With that being said, this is the last time I'm talking about him on social media. I'm not going to talk about Ryan, and I would hope that he would give me the respect, or if he doesn't respect me, please respect my child, because my child doesn't deserve all this chaos.
And then she says, raise your hand in the chat if you've ever had an ex who got under your skin. Seriously. In the past, he has said, I'm moving on, but 2 days later, he texts me that he misses me. Waiting for a court date, they're running behind because of the hurricane. Again, I want to see proof that Ryan is texting Gypsy, because I've heard from him that she's texting him. Both sides, I've not seen any proof of this. So in all fairness, if you're going to say that, we're going to need to see a receipt.
I don't purposely shoot shots at Ryan often. So when I do, it's because I'm like really, really fed up. And I mean, raise your hand in the chat if you've ever had an ex that just got under your skin, dude. Like, seriously. Like, and the thing is like, in the past, like, he has said on lives, like, I'm moving on, but then like 2 days later text me that he misses me, and I know that's part of the healing process. But I feel like it's a facade for lives and people, the public. And I feel like he's not really moving on when he does that. So yeah, I get frustrated. I still don't know what's going on with this freaking court. I texted my lawyer yesterday. She was supposed to give me a call. I'm waiting for her to give me a call. Last thing I heard was that, like, Ryan went in to sign the divorce papers. So I signed, he signed. We're just waiting for a court date and for the judge to finalize everything. And like where our court is, our courthouse or whatever, they're running like 2 weeks behind. As I was told this by my lawyer, that they're running like 2 weeks behind on docket because of the hurricane that hit. I haven't had any update. Like it wasn't anything that delayed it about the paternity or anything like that. It was because the hurricane delayed it. So I'm just waiting. I'll text my lawyer again today and see if I can get any kind of update.
Then she says, if he wants to go on and act like I've never existed, that's fine, but this tit for tat shit isn't good for anyone. We need to be adults. If he sees this, I want you to be happy. Fighting needs to stop. Can we think of my child? Again, I hold no sympathy for Gypsy Rose because she feeds into the frenzy. And if Ryan, the one who, wanted to give you a chance and you used him to look good in front of the parole board and you came out and totally just like destroyed everything. If he wants to talk about you on lives by answering questions, like I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, that's not fair. Get off the internet.
But I mean, I want to be divorced just as much as he wants to be divorced. Like, and then we can go about our lives. And I mean, if he wants to forget I ever existed, that's fine. I just like this tit for tat shit is just not good for any of us in this situation. So we need to be adults.
And then she closes out by saying, I hope I didn't ruin that good, loving part of your heart. I wish the best for you. I'll be a mature adult. I hope you will too. I'll believe that when I see it, because Gypsy has been nonstop toxic since she got out of prison in one way, shape, or form.
I want you to be happy, Ryan. I really do. I want it to be genuine. And I need this fighting in a sense to stop. Like, please, can we just think about my child for a second in this and be wrong about it? That's all that I ask. I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to prevent you from healing or getting a girlfriend. I'm happy if you do. My wish is that, I have my happiness with Ken and you have a happiness with someone that will love you the way you should be loved. Because I know you have a good heart. You have a good heart. And I'm hoping that you didn't let me ruin that good part in your heart that does love so openly. So I really, really wish the best for you if you're watching this. So with that being said, I'm going to be a mature adult. I hope you will too. And let's do the right thing and get divorced and then go about our lives. So with that being said, I have went on a rant long enough.
Someone also asked her in this live why her comments are off, and this is something that I've pointed out for a while. She says that she appreciates the support, but even celebrities do that. I don't want to be bullied or harassed. Wouldn't you? I did it for my mental health.
Why are my comments off my socials? Like, my comments are turned off? Yeah. I mean, I feel like I understand that, like, I have a super big platform and, like, a huge following, and I appreciate, everybody's support. But there are comment filters for a reason, and even some celebrities turn off their comments whenever, it gets to a point that you kind of feel like, hey, this is my channel, this is my platform, this is my profile, and I don't feel like I should be bullied or harassed or degraded on it. I feel like everybody should share their opinion, but I just kind of feel like, hey, that's not good for someone's mental health, and I turn them off for my mental health. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, wouldn't you if somebody was putting really mean things on your profile? Wouldn't you want to not see that stuff? So, you know, there are comment filters and stuff like that for a reason, and that's why.
The fact of the matter is that Gypsy Rose does not want criticism in her comments. She does not want people saying justice for Nicholas Godejohn, he deserves a fair trial, or anything about Dee Dee or the crime or her being a messy homewrecker. She doesn't want any of that. And since she can't work fast enough to filter the comments and delete people, she has just cut off comments. Now, this paternity test that she is sharing all over the place shows that the alleged father is Ken. Okay, it's a non-invasive prenatal paternity test. I'll put the results here on screen. The thing that I want to say about that is I will send a gold star sticker Ken's way, because he is officially connected to Gypsy Rose for the rest of his life. And he can sit there and act as if things are a-okay right now. Haters are saying stuff that doesn't make sense, bunch of liars, whatever. Ken, a lot of people are good at picking up on body language. And your body language has been very evident that you are not genuinely happy with Gypsy. You have posed with her and treated her as if she is your, distant cousin or your little sister. It's not giving the energy of, this is about to be the mother to my child. But you win because now you have a child with a murderer. And I feel so bad for this child. It's been exploited before it's even here. And it is just a matter of time before the internet sees Gypsy Rose in her mommy vlogger era. Not sure if Ken will be around for that era, but he's sure enough now connected to Gypsy for the rest of his life. So you win, and Ryan Anderson got away with the bigger prize. He's got Pixie. He don't have to worry about Gypsy for the rest of his life if he doesn't want to. But either way, that's what's going on for today. My goodness, what a whirlwind. But I can't wait to see what y'all have to say. So, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.